Welcome back to our most dramatic puzzle of all time. It's a battle of wits. Let's go. Well, story is its destiny come true. Your opponent's attacks are no exception. Memorize the storyteller's tale and deflect your opponent's predetermined moves.
Hey, why is the knight upside down to how it's supposed to be?
What are you talking about?
Well, it's upside down.
Where?
Like standing in front of Layton.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Shouldn't it be flipped the other way?
Why?
No reason.
Why? No, why? Oh, fuck! Oh, why did that take me so long? That's crazy. Okay.
Anyways, bad joke. Was this me?
This was you.
I'm afraid your role in the story ends here, Professor. Now, allow me to write the tale of your demise.
Okay. Overhead.
The knight... Uh-huh.
You can read it out.
Okay. The knight drew his blade as the battle came to a close. He raised his blade overhead and delivered the finishing blow.
Whack.
Okay.
So it was...
Oh, okay. So it was down, downward, sorry. It's like a forward cut, which is a terrible way to cut. And then, it's a,
slash.
downward slash on the opposite side, and a downward slash from the same side.
Sorry, what are you talking
And then
about?
the jump is the step. Oh.
We have 4.
Oh, do we only get these 4? I thought there were 5 attacks.
No, there's 4.
Okay, well
I
then
think it's slashed both ways for that one.
So we'll
forward,
go
then...
bottom right is stab.
Okay, so what order does it go in?
I think it's top left, top right, top
no,
or
the
bottom
slashing
right.
down came last.
I thought it was the big slash that came last, right?
Is that not the big slash?
No, the big slash is the bottom left.
Is that how we're taking that?
Yeah,
because the top one's the down
actions.
slash.
But that's the that's like the normal down slash where they're not jumping.
I see. Okay, fair enough. So you take this one, then this
I'll
one,
be
this
real,
one?
I was half paying attention. I think it's either this or swap 1 and 2. I think it's this though.
It's I think it's this.
That's not how that would work, but okay.
Damn.
Well played, Professor. That's not his. Well played, Professor. But how will you fare in this tragic tale?
Okay, both of us, pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Everyone, pay attention.
Pay attention. All right. Oh, a new knight stepped in for his fallen comrade. He slashed quickly, delivering 3 blows before finishing the battle with a 3-hit combination attack.
Okay.
Twirl. Downward. Sideways. Sideways.
do,
Downward.
this.
Twirl. Twirl. Downward. Sideways. Sideways. Downward. Twirl.
Yeah?
That is what I just said, right?
I think you're right. I was having trouble because I was listening to you say it out loud while I was trying to watch. And there's a little delay, so I was having a little trouble, but I trust you.
Sorry about that. I don't know why you would twirl when they twirled. When they twirled, you should just stab them. Anyways, thinking you worked it out, Think you worked it out, do you? Let us see if you can predict the ending of this final chapter.
Claire's like, I can take witches, but I can't take bad sword strategy.
I have standards. The final knight drew his sword. As he attacked, he began to vanish into thin air, his movements veiled in the embrace of the shadows. All right, pay attention. Okay, there's only 5 that you get to... Oh, okay, so there's one that you can't know. Which is the last one.
Yes. So what was the order?
Yeah, down, twirled, stab, sideways? And then, yeah, there was no big jump, so the big jump is last.
Yes? This seems right?
I think so. If we get it wrong now, whatever. Cool.
Yeah, the leggies are really cute. It's really funny.
I've
They
solved
really
this
should.
puzzle.
They really should make a Layton Lego set. Just because he's so perfectly. He could just be so perfectly modeled.
I hope they do for you.
Thank you. You get the Phoenix Wright one.
I cannot believe.
They don't have one, but they should.
Why is Layton the one who gets to look cool with the sword, and Phoenix is like, oh no?
Cause that's them.
Yeah.
Bro.
Big boy.
Holy shit! Dude!
Big boy.
How are you not getting your shit rocked by that massive axe? How are you just deflecting that shit? That'll
wow.
do it.
That was a stained glass ceiling, we remember.
Luke, you gotta
Rip.
just...
Professor!
Oh my god.
Damn, broken jump.
Well, now, that was close.
Yeah.
That fucking double jump, I tell you.
Yeah, this would be a killer.
Storyteller.
Like I said, it looked like Legos when it broke.
I'm
That's very true.
afraid that the power of your pen is no longer absolute.
Okay.
You never fail to impress me, Professor Layton. Just tell me one thing. What exactly are you trying to achieve?
Go Custis! Double jump he has!
I would say I'm trying to lift the veil that hangs over the town.
If that is indeed the case, the answer lies in the final story. This very evening, the great witch Bazella will be tried, and all stories will end. You should take your place in the gallery and observe the final trial.
Permit me, if I may, to ask you a question, Mr. Storyteller. Why is it that you are here?
What?
You too should be watching in the gallery, watching as your twisted story unfolds.
My twisted story? What do you mean by that?
I love my story.
You must surely be aware that your
I
story
can't take
has
criticism.
already become twisted. Take our arrival in this town, for instance. Not to mention our being here at this very moment. Neither of these things could have happened in the story you wrote. In other words, what I'm saying is that you are no longer the weaver of the tale.
Ben, you have the best ideas.
Could be.
It is as you say.
They have to raise Spella and Luke together as siblings.
And Luke.
That's what I said, and Luke.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that. The story I crafted has indeed been twisted out of proportion by someone else's actions. I'm not surprised that you realized. It seems nothing passes by those sharp eyes unnoticed. Those beautiful sharp eyes.
Those beady little fucking eyes. Those tiny beady ass. You can't point out his eyes. You can't point out his eyes. Look at his eyes.
I could just stick your entire eye in my mouth. It's so small.
Professor, have you heard of armored high heels?
This is exactly why I decided to write the grand finale.
Limpid pools of inky black. Oh.
To prevent any further distortion.
Man, if you can just like rethink any game to be about boy kissing, it makes a lot of bad games really good.
Yeah.
I know a gay bar that's a dungeon on Wednesdays. Do you mean to suggest that by ending the story, you could return this town to its original state?
To its original state, you say? I'm afraid that is not the case. The entire truth behind Labyrinthia is sealed by a single spell. That's right, the final spell.
The final spell, you say?
Yes, the final spell. I did just say that.
The
when that
final
spell is
spell.
invoked, Labyrinthia's true form will become clear to all.
Which
It's
spell?
actually a dragon.
Which spell? Is it when which spell is invoked?
The final spell.
Sorry,
when
did
it
you
is
say
in-
the final spell?
Yes, the final when the final spell is invoked and broken.
Wow, the final
It is the
spell.
final spell.
Wow.
Final spell. Your eyes are filled with final spell. What kind of spell is that? The final spell? It is a final spell. A spell that has always been hidden within plain view. What's that supposed to mean, the final spell? Essentially, the final spell is concealed at the start. Fuck, this game has broken me. The final spell is concealed at the start. What on earth are you talking about, the final spell?
Luke, I think he's talking about the final spell.
Fuck. Bah, I thought you two took it upon yourselves to unravel mysteries, do you not? Do what you will with it.
With what? The final spell?
Yes, the final spell.
Very well. Now then, I believe there's just one thing that you may wish to hear from me.
And what would that be?
Firstly, what would you say if I told you that this twisting of your story is leading toward a grand finale quite different to the one you had planned?
Do you mean the final spell? What do you mean?
I mean a different spell than the final spell.
What?
A different final spell. This evening, you supposedly gave up your life to the Great Witch Bezella, did you not? As a result, the person thought to be Bezella is being tried in court at this very moment. Now, if you'll permit me to ask, do you happen to know the name of the accused?
Naturally. I wrote the name myself. There can be no question. Of course, the name of the accused is... Final Spell.
Espella Cantabella.
Right, that's what I called her. What are you saying? You mean my Espella is...
Yes, the accused at this evening's trial. The one who's been the accused at every trial, except for the one. It's none other.
Except the one Maya was at.
Yes, except that one that you wrote into the story to get rid of me and Maya. Yes, the
Yeah,
accused
the final
this
Espella.
The accused at this evening's trial is none other than Espella Cantabella.
That can't be. That's preposterous. This is your doing. What have you done, Layton?
You asked me what I've done, Mr. Storyteller. I am but a solver of puzzles and mysteries. I do not concern myself with scheming.
Maya Spella? Why? How is she the accused?
Perhaps you'd ought to go and see for yourself, Mr. Storyteller. Do you think it's a good idea to just stand here lamenting your daughter's fate? God, he sounds like a supervillain. Layton, you're really sounding like you had something to do with this.
What's to be done, I beg you, as the final villain of this game? Stop this.
Well, Mr. Storyteller, I will be returning to the court with no evidence to help us. I'd like to witness this grand finale with my own eyes. Ah, yes, before I leave, there's just one thing I'd like to make clear. I do not intend to simply take my place in the gallery and observe the trial. Naturally, there's only one place for me to stand in order to unravel all of these mysteries.
You mean that you will stand as the defender?
Unfortunately, the defender's position is already taken, and I can't quite take everything from Phoenix quite yet. Moreover, Mr. Storyteller, I am the one who knows the truth. The true identity of the Great Witch Bezella, that is.
How? How can you know?
There's only one place at which I should stand in order to assert such a fact, and that is not on the side of the defense.
Surely, you can't mean...
I anticipate seeing you again soon, Mr. Storyteller. As the final witness. I like the idea.
I hate this game.
First of all, very funny. Second of all,
As
I
the
like the
prosecutor,
idea
yes.
that the storyteller is is a prosecutor. Is he going to prosecutor?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Yes.
That's really
Yes, we're
funny.
going to get Phoenix versus Layton.
That would be great. I would love that.
That's what that's what's going to happen. That's what he just said.
He's gonna be the witness, Claire.
No.
He's not gonna be the prosecutor.
I need this in my life. The Last Inquisitor.
I can't believe Amir might not be here. The final spell. I mean, final case. Okay, before we get into this, I just need to.
Yeah.
I just really like the idea that the storyteller's so shocked that Espella is being put on trial, because to me, what that implies, and what I hope is true, is that I hope he hasn't been aware about any of the trials so far. He doesn't know that Espella's been on trial like multiple times.
Like
he has
5
no
times.
idea. He is under the impression that she's just been la-di-da gallivanting around, and she has, like, because he's so shocked that it implies that he truly has no idea what's going on, and I think that's really funny.
God.
I guess you're right. It is Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, but this game is also witness versus defense. This is part of this game.
I don't think they're gonna be versus each other. I think it's gonna be what's her name? Darkclaw's on is the witness.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens. That'd be fun. I hope that if he's the prosecutor, that would be funny. Court is now once again in session. However, I must say I'm quite surprised at this recent turn of events. To see Miss Kira at the witness stand once again. Frankly, I cannot believe my eyes. You were most certainly sent to the flames as a witch.
That's right.
That's right.
Oh, you do it. You do it.
I was there. I saw it. She most certainly was.
Then how is she still alive?
Is it because she's a witch? Can witches not die?
No, she must have used Demir. Oh, man, it's just in time.
I say send her straight to the fire. We'll do it ourselves if we have to.
Enough. A witch must be in possession of a Chilean magica in order to use magic. I hate to disappoint you all, but do you see such a thing on her person? I think not. But she must have... That girl must have used a mirror. Surely you can see that, High Inquisitor. Demir is a spell able to make someone disappear from sight. It cannot make one vanish entirely. And besides, an investigation conducted by the Knights of the Inquisition has concluded that this girl is not capable of using magic. Listen well, Miss Kira. Your existence alone jeopardizes the very peace of Labyrinthia, and my authority as the judge. Yet, given the current situation, it is now imperative that you testify to this court regarding what you saw, immediately.
Objection!
That will not be necessary. What? This girl has already been convicted and tried as a witch in a previous trial. What good could come of her testimony?
Objection!
But she was found hiding at the crime scene. I'd say that makes her a very important witness. A witness whose testimony we cannot choose to ignore.
High Inquisitor Darklaw, I'm afraid your objection is overruled. Please don't be mad at me. You're to proceed, then? Very well. Let us see just how much of her story this girl is willing to tell the court, shall we?
There's no doubt about it. Miss Kira must have escaped through the passage leading under the Chamber of Fire. Although, from the looks of it, the judge doesn't have a clue that escape route even exists.
I wish she'd hurry up and get the hint. I'm dying to take this helmet off already.
I forgot about that helmet.
Top of my head really itches.
Sorry, Maya. Take that thing off now, and we're as good as done. Let me do that. Take that thing off now, and we're as good as done. Just hang in there a little while longer. I'm sorry that Burnham is a lice.
Very well. Witness, you may begin your testimony. Explain to the court how you were standing here in court today, and why you were hiding at the crime scene.
Gotta remember my Kira voice.
It was
I think
very
it was like
gentle.
this.
It was like kind of, yeah, like higher lilt.
It was very like everything is a question.
A little bit, yeah, very kind of Valley Girl. Not full Valley Girl necessarily, but not far off from that, I would say.
Yeah, a little bit like everything is a question. A little softer. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, something like that. I do think I'm starting to worry that we're not in fact going to see the foot fetishists again. So I would heavily advise
I'm so sorry.
to look back at the previous VOD and because there's some shit that happened last time.
You could
you'll
just go
notice I
look
said
at the
foot
social
fetishists
media.
Plural. Foot fetishists plural.
Yeah, there were 3 of them.
There was a thruple situation going on.
There
It's
was
all
a
good.
thruple situation.
Very straight, so it's fine.
Wow. I'm not familiar with this Kira you keep talking about. I came from the Eldritch Woods. I came to this town to summon forth the fire dragon and kill the storyteller. As it rained, I waited near the bell tower next to the vigilantes for my chance. I was only there to carry out my orders. I don't know anything else outside of that.
You came here to kill the storyteller?
Yes, that was my task. Oh, she's the one with the hood that was...
Yeah.
Right.
Keep in mind, this girl was not the one who summoned the fire dragon in the end. That was the accused. As I warned you earlier, there is nothing to be gained from this witch's testimony.
Objection!
Now hold on. She was still present at the scene of the crime with the intent to murder the storyteller. The defense insists we be permitted to continue with our cross-examination on those grounds. Darklaw is really trying to weasel her way out of this cross-examination. That means there has to be something there.
I must admit, I too am extremely interested in hearing what this witness has to say. Defender, you may begin your interrogation.
I swear to God, if I come out of playing this game calling a defense lawyer a defender, I'm going to cry.
I think it's a great term. I think they should do that. I think they should change the terms to accurately reflect what the roles are in a court of law, which is attacker and defender, because that's truly what they are. Like, I know prosecutor, defense attorney, they're an attacker and a defender. That's what it is.
There we go. Heard it here first.
By the way, wow, I can't believe this person who's
Inkling.
extremely clearly Kira is denying being Kira. This is just like in Death Note. Press.
Great reference. Wait, you should have used a hint coin. You say you're not familiar with the name Kira?
Nah, we don't have the 10 fucking people anymore, Claire. We can just play the game normal.
Yeah, but we would know what to do. We could just press on the one we needed.
Yeah, but why would we do that when we don't have, when it's a reasonable amount of...
Okay.
She gave like
all right.
3 statements, Claire.
Okay, sure. Yes, I've never heard it before.
I know you're trying to get out of reading all of these lines and talking to yourself, but too bad.
I'm trying to be done with this game.
That's so fair. But I say, that is your name, young lady. Honestly, what witchery is this?
I have no name. I am simply a resident of the Eldritch Woods, nothing more.
Eldritch Woods? The very same woods said to house the souls of the witches sent to the flames? Are you telling me they really exist? No matter how you look at her, the Kira up on that witness stand doesn't look like much of a soul to me. The girl has lost all memory of ever being a flower seller. That is all.
A resident of the Eldritch Woods?
Also, Eldritch Woods, isn't that the lawyer from Legally Blonde?
I don't know. I don't get that one. I'm sorry.
Her name's Elle Woods.
Ah, right. Yes. If that's the case, then I wonder if she even remembers our run-in back at the marketplace. Say, Miss Kira, do you happen to remember me at all? No, I do not know you. I first saw you just now at the bell tower.
Should I do it, Claire?
Go for it. You're in charge.
Hold it!
Did you just say fire dragon? Yes, it was all part of my orders. I was told to come here this evening and wait for the right moment when the storyteller would appear before the people. Only then was I supposed to shout out the incantation as loudly as possible. Oh, great beast from the inferno, heed my call, Gran Worm. Just like that, no louder.
I believe this bears repeating. The girl does not possess a scepter. It is impossible for her to summon any sort of magical dragon, or a non-magical dragon. Yes, quite right, High Inquisitor. This makes it look like the judge is not there or whatever. Oh, I see.
Then why are you hiding underneath the bench, Your Honor?
Yes, well, it is as I thought then. She could not have cast the spell. I believe I've made it perfectly clear. This girl is not the Great Witch Bezella. Naturally, the Great Witch is... That girl there, Espella Cantabella. There can be no other.
Hold it!
Hold it right there, Miss Kira. You snuck right past the vigilantes. Yes? Something, something?
My orders were to, or something. The girl is a witch. Therefore, something as simple as vanishing from sight is child's play. Isn't that right, witness?
Yes, that's correct.
Aha! I remember now, just a few days ago, this girl used that very vanishing spell. Demir, if memory serves. Well, what are you gawking at, witness? Continue with your testimony.
What was that just now? I could have sworn I just saw Kira's face turn even paler than normal.
So I see the contradiction, but I don't think we have evidence for it.
Which one is it?
Well, there's the contradiction in what she said, in what the Darklaw said, which is that, oh, it's child's play to vanish from sight, but she doesn't have a scepter.
But that's not what you're contradicting with this statement.
I know, I'm just saying that I see a contradiction.
Oh, sure. We might address that later.
There's only one thing left to do, which is to press this, and then we can... Let's press this, and then we'll see.
Miss Kira, who exactly gave you your orders? I cannot say. And why is that? I am not to disclose the identity of the one who has given me my orders. That in itself is an order. How convenient. I am only supposed to carry out my orders, nothing more. I do not know anything else, and besides, there is nothing more that I can really do. Nothing more she can do?
But hold on a minute. Surely you are capable of using magic. You are a witch, are you not?
I am not a witch.
What did you just say?
I cannot use magic? She can't use magic.
This girl is a witch. Every person in this courtroom knows that as a matter of fact. There can be nary a doubt.
Doesn't look like there's much to work with.
Even though she just finished explaining everything, I still don't fully understand. Oh man, Nick. You don't think this Kira is actually some sort of crazy magical zombie, do you?
Maya, you went through the same thing as Kira. Did you become a magical zombie?
Oh yeah. I guess not, huh?
Luke and I couldn't believe it was Kira when we ran into her in the marketplace. I mean, we thought for sure she was a goner back at the trial.
I don't think I'm far off, though. This Kira is way different than the old Kira. Looks like she doesn't remember a thing. She's almost like another person entirely.
But what if that's just it, Maya? What if the Kira right here, right now, is the real Kira and the old Kira wasn't?
The real Kira, huh?
Yeah, and that's why I think I'm bound to find something useful in her testimony.
We can do this, Nick. I hope you're ready to slam on some desks, because we're gonna do some serious pressing here.
Her name's not Kira.
What do you mean? So what are you saying?
Well, I guess if you contradict this, it would be that you are familiar with Kira. Use a hint coin.
Yeah, fuck it. I think it's just gonna say press on this, but... Yeah, it's telling me to press again.
Hold it!
Oh, interesting.
Sometimes it just wants you to press a lot.
Yeah. Hold it right there, Miss Kira. You snuck right past the vigilantes. Yes, that was my order.
The girl is a witch. Therefore, something as simple as vanishing from sight is child's play. Isn't that right, witness?
Yes, that is correct.
Actually, we should look at this because we haven't seen this one yet.
Yeah, let's see.
Summons
Great Fire
Dragon,
Dragon.
caster command, responsible for the legendary fire that lit the town ablaze so many years ago.
Sure. No.
Demir.
Simply chat Amir.
Yeah, to make it reappear. Aha! I remember now. Just a few days ago, this girl used that very vanishing spell, Demir, if memory serves. Well, what are you gawking at, witness? Continue with your testimony.
What was that just now? I could have sworn I just saw Kira's face turn even paler than normal. Wait a second. There's something not right about this testimony. It's just a hunch, but what should I do?
Press further. I feel like we could have got
Don't
that.
even know what the other option was. Miss Kira, I have one simple question for you. You stated earlier in your testimony that you snuck past the vigilantes guarding the bell tower and went right inside. Tell me, did you use the spell Demir to get by them?
That must certainly be the case. Had she not, she would surely have been spotted.
Objection!
But remember what she let slip just a moment or two ago. She denied being a witch and stated she, quote, cannot use magic.
Ah!
Therefore, if that's true, then you, Miss Kira, would not have been able to use Demir at all.
Objection!
What a ridiculous argument. How else would this girl have been able to walk right into the bell tower unnoticed by the guards? Explain that.
Objection!
I have a better idea. How about we have the witness herself explain it to you? What do you say, Miss Kira? I'm not a witch. And I cannot use magic?
So then, exactly how were you able to ascend the bell tower without being noticed? Witness, amend your testimony this instant.
Okay. What's going on? There's gotta be another way she got into the bell tower unseen. But other than magic, I have no idea what that could be. Oh, okay. I was wearing the robe of invisibility, so no one was able to see me there. It's the first I've heard of this.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second. Did you just say robe of invisibility? Yes, that is correct.
A robe of invisibility? Surely you don't mean a robe that can make one vanish from sight when worn.
Yes, that is correct.
What?
Miss Kira, do you have that robe on you right now? I don't have it. Huh? That is, I dropped it back at the bell tower. What the heck was that? Why was Kira looking over at Darkclaw when she spoke just now?
Are you listening? Are you listening to this farce, my lord? Surely you do not give any credence to this witness's testimony. Especially to this preposterous notion of a robe of invisibility. Indeed. I must say, witness, that is quite an unbelievable story.
Objection!
I don't think it's that crazy, Your Honor.
What? What?
If something like magic can exist, the chances of a robe of invisibility being real are pretty high, wouldn't you say?
Objection!
If such is the case, then how about you put your evidence where your mouth is? Prove that this robe of invisibility exists. Just give me the prompt, baby. Just give me the
Prove
prompt.
it?
What say you, defender? Can you prove to the court that this robe of invisibility does in fact exist?
Yes, Your Honor. The defense believes it has evidence to prove the robe's existence.
Why am I not surprised? A ridiculous defender only begets ridiculous arguments.
I've gotta admit, an invisible robe does sound pretty far-fetched, even for Labyrinthia.
Does not sound far-fetched at all.
But if there's even the slightest possibility this evidence is right, then I've gotta try it.
Very well, defender. Please show the court this evidence. Okay, so it's the robe, right?
Oh, it is, yeah.
Right? Tell
Yeah,
me
it's
if I'm off base
It's
here.
100% the robe.
Okay. Yes? If I present this and it's wrong,
I think
I'm
you
blaming
got it. This was your idea. I think you're right, but this was fully your idea, which was correct. You were correct. There was, in fact, a robe dropped and left at this crime scene tonight.
A robe?
Miss Kira, that robe of invisibility that you mentioned earlier wouldn't happen to be this one right here, would it?
Objection!
How ludicrous. You're trying to tell the court that is the robe of invisibility? If it's really a robe of invisibility, then how is it we can see it right now, dirty white spots and all?
Checkmate, liberals. Ah! Well, she's kind of got a point there.
Oh, hey. What if the robe actually disappears when you wear it? Give it here, Nick. Watch it wonder as Maya the Magnificent disappears before your very eyes.
Stop shouting your name, Maya.
Ta-da! Maya the Magnificent. So, are you amazed yet?
Yeah, I'm amazed at how totally ridiculous you look in that.
Hey, what gives? This thing must be busted or something. I didn't disappear at all.
That's not it. No. Huh? Tonight at the bell tower, I was wearing that robe.
What did you say?
I said tonight at the bell tower, I was wearing that robe.
What did you say? Order! I said order! But how is that possible? The robe did not disappear at all just now.
That's because of the white powder on it. It's usually not that dirty. Oh, you mean these spots here? Please don't tell me.
Oh yeah, Patty totally unloaded an entire bag of flour onto those knights, remember?
Not to mention, it was still raining when we were up there. The flour must have gotten nice and wet, so it stained the robe. Say, what if we try washing the flour off?
I feel like Fen is about to get very angry very quickly when they show the process of washing flour off. Ah! There's a small water fountain at the edge of the square. Head there right now and wash the robe so that we can get to the bottom of this. Quickly now!
When they said water fountain, I just imagined, like, you know the one where you, like, lean over in gym class and it's just this little...
I was thinking like the smallest little bird bath.
Perfect.
Alright.
Oh, literally it is that!
Alright, this shouldn't
Oh, wait,
be too
no, there is
hard.
a bottom amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Take notes, Nick. This is how you do the laundry. See, all you have to do is throw the robe into the water like so. Wait, what?
So, do you see anything, Maya?
That's just it. I don't see a thing. It's disappeared.
What? I frantically took a close look at the water in the fountain. But the robe had actually vanished without a trace, right there inside the fountain. It's when it gets wet.
Oh. Defender? What is the meaning of this? How could you have lost such a vital piece of evidence?
Your Honor, it wasn't on purpose. Trust me, I wish I knew how that happened. I can't believe it. The robe actually disappeared from sight.
Bro, why were you not touching it?
I don't quite know what you're talking about. I can still see the robe just fine. Huh? Look, it's right here, see? No, Miss Kira, I really don't see, because there's nothing to see.
So is that how it works? Putting the robe on makes you disappear completely from sight. From the looks of it, only Kira is able to actually see the robe itself.
It is not just me. It's all inhabitants of the Eldritch Woods. All of us can see the robe.
Oh shit, here we go.
The Eldritch Woods? Our village lies deep within the recesses of the forest, in a world much different from this one. That's where I live. As long as we obey the law of the land, we are allowed to live there. I knew it. There's definitely something different about Kira compared to the rest of the townspeople here.
For the time being, seeing as only the witness can see the robe, we will cover it in flour again for the sake of visibility.
But there's still one tiny thing bothering me. Miss Kira, your robe was found in the middle of the floor of the bell tower, the same floor where we found my client. However, you were hiding on the uppermost level of the bell tower. You testified a little while ago that you dropped your robe, but I have to wonder, what exactly were you doing there on that top floor?
It would seem there is still much we must ask this witness. What say you, High Inquisitor Darklaw? 'Tis the Inquisition's duty to follow my lord's decision on such matters. I have no objections. Very well. Witness, you are hereby ordered to continue with your testimony. Tell us what happened between your sneaking up to the top floor of the bell tower and tonight's most terrible crime.
Yes, okay. I was waiting on the middle floor of the tower. I started to turn around, but I was too late. They attacked me from behind. There was nothing I could do. My arm was restrained and the attacker covered my mouth. As I struggled to get away, I think I managed to pull something off of my attacker. Am I breaking up?
Nope, not for me.
Okay, weird. Stream is breaking up a little to me, so I just thought I'd check. That's when I lost consciousness. I woke up to find myself next to the bell on the top floor of the tower.
Witness, are you saying someone attacked you while you were in the bell tower?
Yes, that is correct. But who? I don't know. They attacked me from behind, so I couldn't see who it was.
So you were unconscious the entire time after that?
That's why I was unable to complete my mission. But even if I hadn't been unconscious, I couldn't have done anything trapped high up in the belfry like that. wonder if that weird contraption we found there was used to move Kira up to the belfry. At least, I can't see any other way she could have got up there.
You heard the witness. She was locked up in the belfry of the tower. In other words, she couldn't have had anything to do with tonight's events. Therefore, there's no need for this utterly useless interrogation.
Objection!
Not so fast. The witness also testified that someone attacked her tonight.
Defender, are you implying the attacker could have been Bizella?
I cannot say for certain, Your Honor. Regardless, the defense requests we be allowed to cross-examine this witness.
Request granted. Now then, defender, you may begin your interrogation.
And here's where the fun begins. Let's see if we can coax this mysterious second witch out of hiding.
She's
What
not
if it
exactly
isn't
hiding,
here?
she's across from you.
We should do this after break.
Alright. We're slowly but surely plugging through this trial.
Oh my god.
Slowly but surely.
We're definitely gonna get through it tonight.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Through it tonight. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We're gonna finish in the next
Yep.
in the next 45 minutes to an hour.
Yep.
For sure, for sure. Alright. Salt Cravings. We'll be right back. Da 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 da.